and welcome back to the Dandelion Diaries. This is a new book for my channel, as of this year at least, and this is what I have turned into my reading journal. So I did a poll a while back on my YouTube community about what y'all would want to see between a reading journal, a recipe journal, or a tarot journal, and reading won by a landslide. I am, or used to be, a very avid reader, but recently have been kind of getting back into the groove of reading since I took kind of a little hiatus, I guess. But first off, this is a leather-bound or vegan leather-bound journal from 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍. She has beautiful artwork. This is what all of her journals look like on the front. She has a bunch of different colors. This one is the, I think, camel brown. I'm pretty sure it's the camel brown one. I may be wrong. But anyway, she's got a bunch of different colors. The spine looks like this. It says 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗽, as the universe, so the soul, and it just says journal. If you ever order planners from her, they're from Australia, by the way, they have the year on the binding and they have different sayings and stuff on the insides. I have already set this up just because I was itching to use it and I didn't want to wait to film, so sorry. But this is basically what it looks like on the outside. On the inside front cover, all I did here was I took my map washi, which looks like this, and I just stretched this out like over every single section, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I cut it to fit the page. This is a vinyl from Sterling Ink. It is her typewriter vinyl, I believe. And all I did was take a fine tip Sharpie and wrote "Once Upon a Time There Was" on it, and I thought that was really cute. I may order another one of these, and that way like every journal I have would have one, but not 100% yet. Flipping to the front page, there is this page right here in between. I glued them together because it's that wonky page that sits on this front cover, never lays flat. It just annoys me, so I just glued them together. I used washi from the washi tape shop here. This is one of their gilded washis, and I do have a 10% off for them with code Danielle10 if you're interested. The map washi was also from the washi tape shop. I then used a giant stamp that I got from Michael's, looks like this, to stamp this down, and the ink that I used is just the Versa Magic. I used a brown and a pink one, and then I lettered in reading journal in the middle and put my little Coffee Monsterz Co. book sticker right here, and I think it looks really cute. Since this journal has quite a few pages, I went ahead and dated it for 2023 onwards because I don't think I would be able to fill this up in 1 year. That would be an insane amount of books. So I do plan on using this for multiple years, just starting it in 2023, since that's when I'm kind of picking my reading habits back up. But let me take you through kind of like what a general entry would look like. So I will zoom you guys in. So for my general entry, this is just the first book that I decided to put in here. I did read this technically at the end of 2022, but I have referenced it a lot in 2023, and this is The Metaphysical Diet by B.R. Taylor. It is a book all about creating healthy habits using the metaphysical world, meditation, affirmations. You have different zodiac signs that correlate different body parts. If you're interested, you should pick it up and read it. It's really good. I'll link it down below. I got mine on Amazon. But what I do here is I print out a little picture of the cover, and then I do a rating. I've just drawn in 5 stars because it was a really good read for me. And then on the side over here, I write down the date I started it, the date I finished it, and then any notes I have about the author, like who the author is, what they've done, anything I think would be important for my information. I then write down the genre of the book and the date the book was published, or the year in most cases. What kind of style of book is it? Is it a paperback, a hardbound, an ebook, audiobook, things like that? And then how many pages it was that I ended up reading. And then after I did this entry, I ended up adding at the bottom, would I read this book again? And I've put that on every single entry since. And this one I definitely would read again because it was a really good read. As for like the notes pages in the middle here, I basically just kind of write down a synopsis of what I thought about the book, any kind of good quotes that I wanted to have stand out that I really liked from the book. So like Habits Are Destiny is so relevant for me. Like, good habits form basically what your destiny is going to be. And then I just kind of wanted to correlate the ink color to the book cover, and all I did with that was just use any kind of gel pen that I had on hand. This paper is just your standard journal paper. It's not super thick and it's not super thin, but it's not copy paper, and it does have kind of a cream color to it. So if you're not a cream person, maybe don't pick a 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗍 journal, but I think it looks really nice. So since that's kind of how my general entries look, I'll go ahead and do a little flip of all the ones I've read in 2023. Big shocker, it's not going to be a lot, so this will be pretty quick. But the other book I read by B.R. Taylor was The Metaphysics of the Gods. This was a very dense book, but very, very, very knowledgeable if you're interested in learning more about how like the metaphysical world, religion, and like the current state of affairs are going, because it's pretty recent. It was published in 2017, so it's a good read. I've had 2 pages on that one. The next book was The Way of Herbs, and then I read all of the 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗏 comics. I actually read this on Webtoon, so down here I put reading on Webtoon because I didn't buy the physical volumes, but I have read all the way through, and the series just grips you, and her art is beautiful. All Marketers Are Liars. This one I didn't finish, so I didn't put a finish date, and I actually wrote that in my review since I gave it only 3 stars, that I didn't finish it. And then I read As a Man Thinketh. The Productivity Handbook by 𝗵𝘃𝗍𝗏 is really good. She's a woman here on YouTube. She actually does tarot readings. Her channel is called the 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗏 Tarot, and her productivity book is fabulous. So highly recommend. It was only, I think, $20, $25, and it was a really good read. 𝗬². This is when I started reading the Bridgerton series. I recently decided that I wasn't going to watch the series. I wanted to read it, and let me just say the books are so much better. Also, if you read any of these pages, prepare for spoilers, because this is my book, and if I want to write a spoiler down, I'm going to write it down, so read at your own risk. And then this is when I read Fast Like a Girl, the most recent book I shared on my Instagram. I actually have it right here. So this is an excellent read if you are wanting to get into fasting, intermittent fasting, or anything like that. It is about diet, so if diet culture kind of weirds you out or you aren't comfortable with that, don't read it. But it is a very good read. She has a lot of good points about science, and it's really good for beginners. I took a lot of notes for this because I plan on re-referencing this at a later date. But if you'll see, I gave this book a 3-star rating, and the only reason I gave it a 3-star rating is because I felt like she was, like, her style of writing was very much talking at me. I don't know. She was really, like, the style of writing just wasn't my favorite, but the content was really good. That's why I gave it a 3 stars. Anyways, I'm picky. So, I want to be picky, because if I give every book a 5-star rating, then are they really all 5 stars, Anyways, but yeah, so that's the last book I just finished, and then I'm on book 3 of the Bridgerton series, and that's where we've left off. So like I said, I didn't want to do this for a whole year, because if I do 1 book a page, that would be over 100 books in 1 year, which would be a crazy accomplishment. But I am not that talented of a reader. Not yet, anyways. But for now, that is my reading journal setup. If you have any questions about anything that I used, please let me know down in the comments. I will do my best to answer. I'll also try to link everything that I can, just because I know that's really helpful for me when I look at videos and I see something like, oh, that's cool. I want to look in the description to see if they have a link to it. But yeah, if you're interested in more content from me, like I said, I do have an Instagram. I'll leave my handle on the screen. I share my reads there sometimes. I'm not a huge bookstagram person, but I'll take a picture of what I'm reading. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate and love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.